Hi friends, my name is Usman and in this tutorial video I am going to explain JavaScript prototype. Let me explain various ways of creating objects in JavaScript. One of the ways of creating objects in JavaScript is the constructor function. Now let's create some code to better explain the constructor function object creation. So let's first create a project directory and call it prototype. Okay, go into that project. The ID I'm going to use is Sublime, and let's call this file as prototype.js. Okay, we are in that file, and okay, let's start by coding the constructor, the subject, and we call this bike and have two parameters, model and color. Okay, now we assign dot model to model and this dot color to color. Now let's define a function within this subject and let's call it get details, and let's return some results. This dot model plus bike is this dot color. Okay, we are all done constructor function template, and let's create some objects. Bike1 equal to new bike, let's call it BMW and give it a color, let's say blue. Create second object and let's call it let's say Mercedes and give it a value red. Now let's see the content of these objects. So let's console.log bike1 dot get details, and for object 2 console.log bike2 dot get details and save the file. Well, let's go back to console and see we have the prototype.js file here, and okay, now let's run this file in the command line. We can do this using Node. I have installed Node, so let's node prototype.js. Okay, you can see has printed the content of both objects. BMW bike is blue, Mercedes bike is red. In this example, we have created two objects using a constructor. In JavaScript, every object has its own methods and properties. In our example, two objects have two instances of the constructor function getDetails. It doesn't make sense having a copy of getDetails doing the same thing. Instead of using copy of instances, we are going to use the prototype property of the constructor function. When an object is created in JavaScript, JavaScript engine adds proto property to the newly created object, which is called dunderproto or proto. Dunderproto or proto function points to the prototype object of the constructor function. So let's refactor our code and let's get rid of this function here. Okay, and create a prototype function bike.proto type dot get details function return this dot model plus bike is and this dot color. Okay, we have the same two objects and save them and go back to the console and we run. You see we have the same results, but this time we refactored our code and we combined the constructor function of the object that was get details, and now it's common for both objects, bike1 and bike2. The bike1 object, which is created using the bike constructor function, has a render proto or pro underscore underscore proto property which points to the prototype object of the constructor function bike. In our code, bike1 render proto or and bike dot property is equal. Let's check if they point at the same location using the triple equal operator. Console.log bike1 console.log bike1 dot proto proto bike dot prototype. Save the file, go back to the command line, and you can see we have true. So you can see we have a common get details function of the constructor function, and this is very useful and helpful. So that is for this lecture of the JavaScript prototype. See you next time in next JavaScript feature. Okay, take care, bye.